Let's talk about this. I did this not too long ago, last year or so. It was this. They look very similar. This one's shinier. I'm not sure if that was just from me being greasy or just because. But JDS Labs Element 3 Boosted. Literally the boosted. It's literally the boosted one. And they've updated the firmware revision. And it must be like they were drinking and they're like, you know what, if we just like give it like an extra watt. Like I'm sure they weren't doing coke, but it was like, let's just give it an extra watt of power and then we'll sell it and be like boosted. And that's what we're doing here. So thank you to my sponsor, whatever the sponsor link under the video is. Don't know where it's going. Sponsors are very important for this channel because companies like JDS Labs don't have affiliate links. So I make not a penny if you decide to buy this. Now, you haven't seen me review a lot of things I've actually used. Where's it still down there? Yeah, look. Oh God, here we go. You see this come out on the IM channel. If you don't know, I have a dedicated IM channel called In Ear Fetish because of fucking course it is. And I use, this is just the amplifier. This is the EL2 amp with the balanced inputs. And you see that thing, but you don't see the Element 3 because it doesn't live down here on a shelf or on another shelf or into shelves. There's so many shelves. This lived upstairs on my retro gaming computer that used to use my big CRT Sony monitor. Remember the Sony review I did? Remember I sold 2 out of the 3 and kept the third one? Well, the third one literally needs to be repaired. So I'm very sad. But when I was on that CRT, instead of having speakers on the side where the fucking magnets will fuck with it, this was the only audio source. I went fiber optic in from the back of my old ass computer. I played fucking like Unreal Tournament on a CRT. It was glorious. And I had this hooked up to mostly, what the hell is the name of the gaming headphones? Shit, like the Omnipotence, something with an O. Those really violent ones that are like $500. And I'm like, those are gaming headphones. Yeah, those. And it worked well. And one of the things I know about it, it's only 1.3 watts per channel. That's what this is on high gain. Step forward to the future, now 2.3 watts a channel, which still pales in comparison to something like the topping L70, E70, L70. Those things are like 7. Like Top is on a whole other fucking planet deciding what headphone power is. And I sit here with, well, not really like the lowest power requirements, but we've got Atriums, we've got the final D8000 Pros. I had the limiteds over there still waiting for review. And I brought out the DT880s, and I actually brought out the Argon T60s. I don't like the way the Argons sound on this. It's one of those things. I think the Argons have been ruined for me. Not that the Argons are bad, but I've listened to Argons on straight pure speaker amps, and that's still always going to be my thing. Like going from 1 watt to 2 isn't the like 7 that Argons need. It's just not going to be that. But I want to talk about this because it does a few other things now, including, up to and including, you have the ability to swap what the buttons do, where you didn't on this one. And like, if you remember, this one has a menu. You hold down the cowgirl. It doesn't come with a cowgirl. Cowgirl's a sticker I added, but it has this menu, this little tiny menu, which I'll switch the camera into narrow mode. And this one has the same thing, only more options, and they're interesting and better options. Oh, you're probably wondering why this has my logo on it. That is a service they offer. This isn't like a collaboration. If it was a collaboration, I would, oof, there'd be some things. But I sell this sticker at zboombox.com. And I'm like, hey, I have a perfect thing to put on there. And they're like, yeah, we'll laser engrave anything you want onto the unit, onto either the knob or that. I think they'll charge you a little bit because it does take extra time. Someone's got to do that. And so I said, all right, give me my logo or give me this Z-Review sticker basically on the top. And then I want an anime girl there. So I went through my archive of photos and I've used this one in a review. I'm not sure which review, but that's what's her name with the horns, sitting there in a pool of blood that trails off to the end. And I'm like, what I did personally is I black and whited it, and I ran a couple of filters over it to make it like really thick lines. And I sent it to them, and that has become, hold on. That has become, this is, hold on, I'm about to do them. Anyway, that, there you go. So you can see it's even got some of the details in there that I didn't think it was going to get, and the blood trail, and it ends at a vertical because I didn't take the time to do the edge. Look how weird this is and narrow. This is what real life feels like for me. Do you even know real life? Do you even know real life? Oh my God. I never ever go down there again. The terror of being in narrow field of view. Anyway, yeah, so that came out pretty damn good. That was the only one I could think of that would fit like in this weird space. But I guess you could have them do like a flower pattern and stuff on the entire thing. And so here is our screen, and you could see what it shows you. SPDIF is selected now. So there's 2 buttons in the back. I can look at this one. They're exactly the same build. 2 buttons in the back. This one is power, which just turns the unit on and off. That's consistent. You can't change it. And the problem I had with the previous build, this build, the old one with the old firmware, was that this button was the RCA headphone switch, which switched between whether you're playing the headphone out or the RCA out, because that's what you have. You have headphone out and RCA out, and you have a SPDIF in and a USB in. And I hated that because you'd reach back here and if you hit the power button, you turned it off and power cycled it. And then you'd hit this and it would switch between USB and SPDIF. So now, with the option in the menu, this now switches between USB and SPDIF, and this now switches between headphone out and RCA out. Oh, Dragon Age. Marilyn Manson's playing. How nice. So if we hit this, we go into the menu, you hold that down, we get in this, and now we could it's just more. There's just more. It's like a fidget spinner. I was just dicking it back and forth like this. Ignore the scan lines you see on the video. That's not real life. That's just because the camera is being dickish with the refresh rate. Anyway, start at the top. Screen timeout, I set it to never. It was set to an amount of time. Screen contrast, I set higher. LED mode, that's the ring around here. You can set that to turn on and off of the screen or turn off after a certain amount of time. It's an LED all the time. It's a screen LED all the time. Knob speed. Knob speed and volume steps are like the biggest thing. I'll put this back on my head temporarily. It's the biggest thing I can think of for a digital volume control that nothing else fucking has, and I really need it to on some things. What your options are, knob speed is either full or half speed, and you have to hit the option and then save. And then underneath it is volume steps, and you have a choice between half decibel or 1 decibel. And so I currently have it set to half speed and half decibel. So I have to turn it a lot to get it to where I like it, but it lets me fine tune it, just the slowest amount, which is fucking fantastic. Then there's auto gain speed, which like this one didn't have that option, where if you climbed up and it was about to go, the way this works from going from low to high gain is when you're on low gain all the time until you get to 0. And once you get the volume up to 0, it does this. It does that like bar. It builds the bar and it's like, are you sure? Are you sure? Click, and there's an actual physical click, and then you're in high gain mode. Up to 13.5 decibels, and then you want to go down, it's the same thing. I have this set to an aggressive, I'll have to unplug the headphones for this, but I have it set to aggressive, which means it goes up, and look how slow it is going up. Oh, I love spinning this knob. It goes up, and it literally goes, click. So no delay, because there really isn't a volume jump when that happens. Oh, down more, down, these are borrowed, down way more. Yeah, there isn't really a volume jump. It just goes click, and you could hear the click, and you could hear a lot of times. I've been finding the one thing I don't like about it having it only be there is that sometimes the sound profile will change because you're getting more power. So you're on a different circuit getting more power. And sometimes I'll run something on high gain and low volume, where this you have to run it, once you click over, that's it. That's the only way to click over. Let's go back to the menu. There's like one more thing I think down there. Oh no, there's several more things down there. So we have got auto gain speed, so I have it on aggressive. Then you have knob button, which is this. And so this button that you push down on can either be input toggle, which is default, leaving the back for the switch, or toggle output, which is what I have it on now, or mute USB, which is only USB, or mute SPDIF, which is only SPDIF. So you could have it, if I'm running SPDIF, I'm running fiber optic into it, so I could mute it if I wanted to. make that a mute button. But toggling the output, hitting save, is so convenient. Then you have the USB audio class, which is UAC 2 or 1. I still don't know exactly why. I think it's just to support older units. And then you have mute and active USB, which is fine. That's fine. And then you have two other things that are very, 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 actually 3 things that only come on JDS Lab DACs. And they are second harmonic compensation, third harmonic compensation, and SPDIF de-emphasis. SPDIF de-emphasis is just an off or an auto. I'll put that on auto. And that's to do something that de-emphasizes the fact that you're using a SPDIF, which might have jitter. It's basically a jitter correction, as far as I can tell. The second harmonic compensation and third harmonic compensation, just like when I talked about this amp, I'm gonna let you look that the fuck up. Because doing harmonic compensations, like actually correcting sound shapes at different frequency, I can't explain it, all right? All you got to know is when you go into it, you get from positive 75 to negative 75. So 151 levels of adjustment. So you get to go up and down, and you get to listen to it in real time. So you can be like, huh, something doesn't sound right. Okay, I like it there. Click save. And it's the same on both. I have both set to negative 69, just because that's me, bruh. I want negative 69 on both. And I was testing it with the Atriums at the time. So it probably would change up for this headphone, for the D8000s, just like what I'm hearing, what sort of like weird harshness it is happening in the mid-range. So, all right, we got to get to the actual sound of the unit, because you guys are going to ask about that in a bit. But let me get to it first. So SPDIF de-emphasis, DPLL bandwidth, which is also something that changes as you rotate. And that has to do with how strict it's being on the input. If I set it to 0, nothing plays. I don't have a stable, no one has a stable enough connection for 0 DPLL bandwidth. However, since I am using, actually, since this is off my head, since I am using this Singzer SU6 digital to digital bridge, hi, that means I have pretty much one of the most stable fiber optic connections you're ever going to get, although it is running through a fucking splitter back there. So I can run it at a DPL bandwidth of 1 and it still functions. Usually 5 is default. This defaulted to 7. Then you have your DAC filter, which only has fast roll-off, slow roll-off, minimum phase, and that's it. Puts a minimum phase. And then you have status, which tells you firmware. I'll get out of that. Status, firmware, versioning. IC2 errors. There's been 2 I2C errors. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe that's just something from happening. Factory reset and exit, which exits it. So now let me put this back in not narrow mode. God, narrow mode is weird. Anyway, let me get this out of narrow mode so that we can go back to yelling about things and sound and oh my god. So now, take it off that. I'm just outputting this, by the way, to the LA90, which is maxed out. We're controlling the volume here. Now, on some sensitive IMs. Actually, I had the most sensitive IMs. Those of you who follow me on An Ear Fetish and click the sponsors link there know that the Doo Zen Pros are my stethoscope to the audio world. And so I put them on this, and I muted the pause the music, and I turned the volume. And in low gain, they're dead silent. There's no sound. And when it clicks over to high, it goes like the most low grade hiss ever, which at only 2.3 watts per channel, I kind of expect. It's not like you're throwing 7 watts where like there's a chance it's gonna sound like a goddamn rainforest. Fucking owls hooting and shit when you put it up. So the noise floor is very, very good on this. The current IMs that are in here, I'm able to get them up to as high as negative 11 dB with this. Hold on, I am actually getting some dipping out because of the DPLL. I gotta take it from 1 to 2. There we go. I gotta go on to exit. Collaboration nanas. I don't know if you've seen these. I think I would probably have posted a community thing about them here, but I would probably announce them fully on the An Ear Fetish channel. So yeah, no, Nana collab. And this is the first amplifier besides the very tastefully small BTR7 that I plugged them in. Because I had a test mule, but these are the final production version. And I'm like, all right, if I'm going to test them off of something that's not the B... Because the BTR7 is very good, but it's not like a real desktop amp. Let's do this one. And I don't think you need the up-powered, but... So let's talk about the sound of the JDS Labs stuff. It's very, very neat and clean and neutral. This isn't Class A. This isn't trying to be fake tubes. The fact that you can mess with the harmonic profiles is just something so that you could try to get closer to accurate. I'm a big fan of getting further away from accurate for a lot of things, but I need to respect the other half of the world, which is like, no, 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 no. Army ADI2, like that whole, this is American made, by the way, like that whole German straight line, like this is what you're getting, fuck you. This is what you're getting, fuck you. No bass boost. You get a couple there, the spit de-emphasis and the DPLL. That's all stuff that has to do with like clarity. The one word for this entire line has always been clarity. Clarity of vision. More power, just so you can make your headphones that are already fucking fun not any more fun. They're as fun as they're going to get. Stop worrying about how fun they are. They're good. That's what this amplifier does. Like, I put in the 880s, and one of the reasons I don't like the argons on them is I like the argons on a warm amp. Almost tube-like. Something that's going to really, like, just sink down and go like, ugh. And what I actually heard, this in the argons, was T60s. Not T60R, T60s. I heard it brought out the original flavor of T60s, which is a little bit bright. And I'm like, ooh, no, you're doing way too much power for that. Let's unplug my collaboration nanas. Linked in the description, maybe. I don't even know if there's a landing page. As of today, there's no landing page, but by the time I process this video, there might be. No worry about gain settings on the 880, 600 ohms. Let's just scroll this fucker right up to like +5. I hear a cat barking. Yeah, we're in the high gain territory at +4. Oh, Me Machine from Polly from Cyberpunk. This is Rebecca's theme. Why am I taking the headphones off to read a listen? And it does remember. One of the things I could probably say is a negative is it remembers your volume. Absolutely. So if you're in the high gain absurdist fucking mode, which again is still like 2 megs per channel, 2 watts per channel, it remembers that. So if you put it to +9 and turn it off, in 3 hours you turn it back on, it's still a +9. So mind your volumes. Maxed out. Absolutely highest it'll go. These headphones are stupid. But they're running, and they're running well. Like, they've got the bass I expect. And this is actually a relatively quiet song. It does not get, if I stretch this out, I'll actually see decibels. It's like right there. Yeah, looks like we're peaking, bouncing around -5 dB. So if it was hitting zeros, this would probably be too loud, but it's just... anything that can play the Rebecca themes, man, let it happen. Let it fucking happen. Yeah, I have no sound complaints about this except for on some extremely hard to drive headphones, it isn't as warm as I'd like. But that's fine, because I've got a ton of other headphone amps I could recommend that have warmer amplifiers in them. This is the GOAT as far as like, this is why Linus, if you haven't known, I'm not a huge Linus fan, for those of you who don't understand about, you know, when your face is on the thumbnail and you look like an idiot. Yeah, Linus takes the fucking cake, and I keep kidding I'm not interested shit. I don't want his screwdriver, I don't want his water bottles. I don't get or really jive with Linus. What are your opinions of that in the comments? Anybody else really just like, oh, Linus is the best? I don't. I just don't his face. I don't his face. If our punchable faces wasn't banned from Reddit, I'd be posting Linus pictures there. That said, hey Linus, you want to collaborate? I got lots of headphones. I'll make you cry too. I'll make you cry because of how good things sound cheap. But yeah, he uses in his newly formed headphone / audio section, which is direct competition to me. He uses JDS Labs elements. He uses either the amplifiers or these. And so I can understand JDS Labs capitalizing the fuck off of that and be like, beer, up power, more power. Because you really, if you're going to be doing the sort of testing that Linus intends to do, with headphones Linus intends to test, you need more power than he's currently going to get out of the non-boosted ones. So I'm glad JDS Labs made this. I hope they put my logo on it and then send it to Linus. In fact, I could probably do I have to bribe JDS Labs to do that? I'm Italian. I just get somebody's got to get greased, and then I gotta have Z-Reviews branded boosted Element 3s, like 12 of them shipped to Linus to use in his videos. So I mean, you might even see a review of it there. Although I haven't. Somebody would have posted a link, right? I just know they talk about it and they show their measurement rig, and this is what's fucking powering all their headphones. And I'm like, you know what? Good choice. Doubt anyone understands what the harmonic things are changing, because even I don't. But yeah. Goodbye, Polly, mean machine. Anyway, I think I've spouted all I need to spout about this. Like, I'm gonna bring probably. I like the cowgirl one though. I put the cowgirl on it because I don't really need two of these, but this one's kind of been personalized to my well, that's cowgirl. So, thank you for stopping by for this review. I think if you want to support American-made products, you're going to be looking at JDS Labs regardless of anything. You're going to be looking at this. My other concern, and I didn't bring it up, is that it's only 1/4 inch. If JDS Labs, and I'll call them out right here and now, even though I have them all the time, I talk to them. If they want to do a collab with me, a Zeos collab, even if it's not really balanced in the front, make this a 4.4, because I have to use this. I have to use all the different ends and tips and adapters to get it to work for half the things. And I'm just like, I just want everything to be 4.4. I would love if it was truly balanced, but until they're gonna do that, like that would be, I'll help you collab with it. Give it to me. Give me my name on it. Although I wouldn't force people to have like the big Z-Reviews logo on it, but animate titties if I could pay for an artist and commission one, then they'd be just chitties. Anyway. Patreon subscribe star, help this channel grow and flourish, and you get to see reviews early and participate in yard sales from the 1st to the 10th of every month and get your shit shipped to you, free of charge if you're Canada or United States, and half shipping international. So if there's any products I put in that yard sale from the 1st to the 10th that you really want and you live in Mozambique and you can't get it there, you can get it, bid on it, pay half shipping, it's yours. See reviews early, yard sale. What's the other thing that you do? I don't even remember anymore. Wow, it got real quiet in here. Holy fuck, the sound demos. I am so fucking jazzed for sound demos. Hold on, I'm open this. Okay. There is a sound demo oasis that I now run completely off YouTube, where I just uploaded, let's see, we've got the Dan Clark Expanse, the Hyphaman Aria Stealth, the Diana TC. We've got the final, this one, and the Big Brother Limited sound demo already on there. You can play the video, which I have whatever, like an actual like YouTube video, like a regular video, like a video like I record here video. But you also got the FLAC download of the sound demo. So you could listen with lossless. I've got the Drop Ultrasound Signature X. I've got the EPOS H3X. I've got the Meze 109 Pros. I got the Sivga Orioles. And I've got the Hyphaman Sesvaras. All those sound demos are currently available in the Sound Demo Oasis, along with, hold on, if I hit this button, every sound demo I've ever done since the beginning of time in FLAC. Well, a lot of them were ripped off the video files, so they were probably MP3, then just converted to FLAC for storage. But anything newer than, like, say, a year ago is the real FLAC. So you could just actually go and listen on your own equipment to the sound demos. So yeah, if you want to get into the sound demo Oasis. That's for $5 a month on Patreon or Subscribestar. And for $10 a month, you can message me directly via the Telegram channel for the patronage. So no matter what platform you're on, $10 a month gets you in the private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat, where you also get into a lifetime swap meet channel where people are buying and selling and trading gear all the time. So, yes, I got to go get some beer or water, and then I got to finish up some of Andor, because holy fuck is the show Andor. Star Wars, the Disney Star Wars show Andor is the best show on television by a mile. Like, I didn't think I'd ever say that, because, I mean, I watch Red Letter Media, and but it is. It fucking is. And they're not paying me to say that. Disney, if you want to write me a check, I'm right here. Anyway, I'm going. This video is already too fucking long. Merry Christmas, everyone. This should be coming out around before Christmas. And Merry Christmas to JDS Labs for getting their own review. And I'm just so tired, and I just want to keep talking, because it's comforting. I like comforting cowgirls.